everybody, I'm Leora Sims. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to another Lotso case. Today's Lotso case is a house built for Oasis Springs. This house was inspired by suburban houses in Florida as well as the desert. So it's a mixture of the two. I didn't paint the outside of this house because when you build an Oasis Springs without painting the house, it has this brownish, orangey, terracotta stone type look. And when you build in Willow Creek and you don't paint it, it automatically has a blue look to it. So this house was specifically built for Oasis Springs because I wanted it to have that desert feel or the feel of a hotter climate. A lot of times in Florida, you will have a suburban house, and I know because I spent a lot of time in Florida over the years. I have a lot of friends who live there, but what you'll find is a lot of houses that look like they have terracotta paint on them or brownish paint on them, very similar to this. And then on the inside, you'll find that they have a lot of white furniture and everything is very clean and a lot of white walls. And they do have some Spanish style homes as well with the dark Spanish tile, but that's a little less common than you may think. They often have doors like this. I chose a lot of doors for this house when I was building it, and I settled on this door. I also didn't want this house to be on a foundation, just because it's easier for me to play in sometimes when they're not on foundations. So I added a second floor that is just for show, just to make the building look taller. So the living space is on one floor, so it's a one-story technically in Sim World, but I made it a second story just for show. There are no stairs or anything, so the second floor is nothing. It's just two square. It's just two squares, just to make it look like it was on some kind of foundation. Because a lot of times in homes in Florida, you won't find steps. You just go into a house. Um, but yet, of course, every house is on some kind of foundation. So this house came out to be 35,150 simoleons, and it is on a 30 by 20 lot. And I'm here with Rick and Callie Evans, and they are the Sims who were the subject of my latest Create a Sim showcase last Sunday. And they are based on friends of mine, and I wish that these friends of mine were able to afford a house like this, and I hope that in the future they will be able to afford a house similar to this, so I built it for them in The Sims. Um, and it accommodates your Sim's needs if your Sim has a small family. So the house is called Little Family Oasis, and my name on the gallery is Leora 18. So I'm going to have Callie go in to the house.
Shiniga Pizza! Wadiza! Deroy!
Dibawis para Shirozima. Reki Chef Marmu.
Uh-huh.
Now that you saw the door, I could put the walls down and have Callie walk into the hallway. So this house is fairly simple, but I did try to do some things that I don't normally do to challenge myself. So here is the hallway, and I wanted to create a separation between the entrance and the living room. So a lot of times uh, in Florida houses, um, it's very open floor plan. So um, when you walk into a house, there'll be this. It's just this big room, and if you keep going, you'll be in the living area, but you just have to really go straight. Because this house is also inspired by desert, or I wanted to have a little bit of a desert feel to it because it is Oasis Springs. We don't have a Florida in The Sims 4. I did make the hallway a little bit different because if this were a Florida house, um, most likely um, it would just continue, and the room that you see there, would really be the living room because you would just, there's no walls, you just go straight through. Very open floor plan, which sometimes can be a good thing and sometimes could be a bad thing. Depends on how you like it. If you love modern houses, then you love the Florida style of most houses in a lot of different areas. So, I wanted to put something in this hallway, so I put the first bathroom. So here's the first bath. Well, I'll have Callie walk into the bathroom.
Roby.
So Callie's in her bathroom, and as you can see, I went with blues and whites. It's a very simple bathroom. I also try to keep the cost down. Um, this is a small family home that's meant to be affordable, so I used the cheapest shower and things like that to bring the price down. There's just a mirror in here, a sink, a toilet, um, some toilet paper, some clutter. I don't use a lot of clutter items just for show, but I make an exception for bathrooms. So there's just a cheap shower in here, a sink, and a toilet. But as you can see, I went with a blue theme, and the bathrooms probably took me the least amount of time. Because I knew what I wanted. I wasn't trying to be sloppy, but I don't like to decorate bathrooms. They're not, well, sometimes I do, but they're not my favorite room. So Callie has just walked into her living room slash kitchen slash dining area, and I'll show you that in a minute. And she walked through this way, from the hallway through this opening. I would have used an archway here, but I didn't think any archway in the game would fit. Because this house is technically not on a foundation. Again, I went with a blue and a white theme. I tried to go with white, but with the orange brownish tint of the walls before they're painted, the white pure expressions and things weren't showing up. So I put a bunch of paints on the walls on the interior that just weren't showing up. So I finally went with this blue paint with a white border. And I love blue and white together. And most of you have probably seen me do the blue and white thing, but I just wanted you to know that this time I did it out of necessity because I really wanted to have just plain white walls um, and I didn't want them to look checkered or tiled or anything. I just wanted plain painted white walls, and they weren't. The pure expressions was not showing up in Oasis Springs because of the dark brownish orangey colors in the world. But this was a light color that showed up, so it worked out very well. And even though this is very open floor plan, I wanted to create a separation of the rooms by changing the wall color. A lot of times in open floor plan houses or houses in Florida, this whole room would be this blue color with this, let's say this house was in Florida, then this wallpaper would be all around the room. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to separate between the rooms even though it is one big room. So here's what I chose for the kitchen. And this can be found in the tile section. It comes in a very dark color. That's also good for Oasis Springs. But since I was going for light colors. I chose the blue and white again, but it comes in an orange, and I just love it. I think the blue and the white would also, this blue and white would also go good with New England houses as well. And I wanted to do a circular counter in here, a circular island, but I couldn't fit it. I guess the kitchen area was small, and I couldn't place it down, so I just um, went with a simple counter. But I did use the special cabinets with the cabinet placement off. So that's how I got those. Callie walk a little bit more. And I'll put the walls down again a little bit. And you'll see that there is a fire extinguisher, a fire alarm, a window here, and here is the first eating area.
Grinza. Bueno.
And I put this table here because I was not able to place the island. Okay. So Callie and Rick have a very huge master bedroom. So let me just put the walls down, and Callie will walk into her bedroom, and then we'll put the walls up slightly again so you can see what they look like. Before we go any further, I'd like to point out that in the kitchen you do have a way out into the outside. And you also have a way out through the master bedroom. But I figured if your Sims don't want to go through the master bedroom just to get outside, then a door there in the kitchen would be very handy. So you have a nice bed in here. Callie has her guitar. I also wanted to point out that in the kitchen, I have this coffee maker. Now this coffee maker is given to Sims. I didn't unlock it technically because Rick earned this coffee maker, and after I did the Create a Sim showcase, I just kept Rick and Callie in the game, and I moved their lot because they were on a very small lot, and I wanted a 30 by 20 lot, so I moved their lot and I put this coffee maker in their inventory. And then when I was building the house for them, I just put this coffee maker into the house. And then I downloaded this house again um, after I put it in my gallery. My library. I wanted to make sure that didn't disappear. So bought, I, so I placed it in the game on the slot again, and the coffee maker that he got for his job well done did not disappear. But because he earned it, yes, I built with this coffee maker, like I furnished with this coffee maker, but I didn't use the unlock objects cheat. I just had a sim in the culinary career or reach a certain level of culinary skill, and they got that. Also, the guitar, I didn't. I already bought for Callie when I was preparing her for the Create a Sim showcase. So that was also in her inventory. So as you can see, here's Callie's dresser, and there's a mirror. There's a mirror on the wall, which is not something that I do often. I usually just throw in a dresser and that's it. And I also put a dresser on this side instead of a night table because I'm always afraid that if I put in a night table, my Sims will not be able to get into bed. It has happened to me before, and but I wanted Sims to have a place, and I know people that have very large night tables, and they look like this. So I just maybe not the same shape, but the same size, kind of. And so I just on Rick's side of the bed, I put this dresser with this lamp. So it's really an oversized night table, which I see people have. That's the first time I used that idea for the Sims. And here is the master bathroom. Let's see where Callie is. So here is the master bathroom. You have your sink, have a lot of wall lights. I wanted this house to have a lot of light in it. And this shower is a more expensive shower, and it is a shower and bath combo. Huh. So that is a shower and bath combo. And of course there's a mirror here. It's rather small, but your Sims can get into the shower. And there is a window right right behind the shower. I have seen that a lot. So I don't worry, I know what I'm doing. It wasn't some crazy idea. I've seen that a lot, that in people's showers they actually have um, a window there in a shower combo like this. Um, I think that we need more curtains in this game. I'm not brave when it comes to curtains because I usually don't find curtains that fit my windows well in The Sims, and I don't like the way they look on the outside. But it is better than in The Sims 3, and I think I have used curtains on occasion, and I know that I'll probably use them in the future. So a lot of times in The Sims, if I'm looking for, if I'm building on a small lot like this, um, and I'm not sure where to put a second bedroom, I will attach the parents' bedroom to the kids' bedroom, um, because I always liked that. When I stayed in a hotel, it was like that. So that's where I get that from. I get that from hotels. But I think it's very handy if you have a young child, to have your child's room very close to yours. But in The Sims, yes, I'm inspired by hotels, but in The Sims, when I'm building on a small lot like this, sometimes I have trouble, um, especially when it's open floor plan, figuring out where I'm going to put the second bedroom. And I like to usually make second bedrooms because I spend a lot of time working on my houses, as I'm sure most of the builders in The Sims do. Even if they're fantastic builders, a lot of the houses that they build are, if you're a fantastic builder in The Sims, a lot of the houses that you build are very spectacular and not as simple as mine. And it takes a lot of time. And if I'm doing a let's play, or if I'm using it for a personal game, or I don't necessarily want my Sims to have to move out right away, because then that means I have to build them another house. Because since I started building in The Sims, I really try not to use Max's houses. I did in The Sims 3 when I had to, because I didn't know how to build anything. Um, but since I got into building, I like my Sims houses to be exactly the way I want them, because I tailor a house to a certain Sim or a certain Sim family, and I put a lot of thought into it. So I don't want my Sims to have to move out right away. Callie is a music lover. If you watched my Create a Sim showcase last week, you know that. So here's her guitar, and here is her stereo. There are actually 3 stereos in this house. So here is the second I'm sorry. That's not the second bedroom. Okay. So here is the second bedroom. So there's really two doors in Callie's room. One leads to the master bathroom, and one leads to her future child's room. And it's a very small room because it's a very small lot. And there's also a door, as I mentioned, that leads outside in the master bedroom. So, in this small room, I was able to fit a small violin and another stereo, and I just used this teddy bear, which is a base game product, because when we got a free update for Valentine's, we got this bear in different colors. So if you have the base game, you will have this bear. So I was able to fit the violin, a stereo, a bear, and a nice bed. I don't know if I ever used this bed before. And I did something very unusual. I used carpet for the bedrooms. I don't usually use carpet in The Sims because I don't usually like the way the carpet looks. The carpet looks better in The Sims 4 than it did in The Sims 3, and I really just want some more carpet for The Sims 4. I think that would be really nice. But as of now, we don't have a lot of choices. But a lot of times when you see suburban houses, you'll see um, suburban houses in Florida, particularly, the whole house is tiled, and tile or marble, usually tile, and the bedrooms are carpeted. Now we'll have Rick come out here, and Callie can come out here.
Open? Oh, please, Shinoba.
They're both coming out here because I love this backyard deck area. This is the part of the house that I really wanted to make look very desert like, in a sense, an oasis in the desert, which is what Oasis Springs is all about. Um, I wanted to make them a small pool, but then I also realized that in some places you have decks, and I really like the idea of a deck. But in places like Florida, a lot of times you'll just find you won't find a deck. You'll just find a pool maybe. Um, but I didn't want that, and I love wood in The Sims 4. I think that the wood looks so great, so I wanted a deck, and I created this deck by putting two decks together actually. So this where the pool is, that was a separate deck, and then I added this eating area, and they look um, connected because they are. So I wanted them to have a pool, but then when I realized that I wanted them to also have a deck, I thought it would be nice for them to have a circular pool, um, so that it really, technically it is a pool in The Sims 4, but it's meant to look like a hot tub. So I created the I created the deck, and I put the pool directly on the deck, and I think it came out beautiful, and it just looks like a little romantic hot tub to me. It doesn't look like the type of pool that you'll see your Sims do laps in, but I mean they can, but um, you can swim in a hot tub, but there's really not a lot of room. um, so I think that this came out really, really nice. And your Sims can get in there. I checked. I just don't want these particular Sims to get any athletic skill, for reasons that I explained in my Create a Sim showcase. So here is the eating area. You have your barbecue. Because this is outside and it gets dark in Sim evening and night, I put a lot of lights out just so that this house is easy for me to play in. And I'm sure that lighting makes it easier for a lot of you to play. And this particular sim can basically grill everything because he has a level 10 in the home cooking skill. Not to be confused with the gourmet cooking skill. So I gave them a grill for that reason. And I am going to not only upload this house to the gallery, but upload an updated version of Rick and Callie. And in this updated version, Callie will be pregnant, which is another reason why in this game I don't want them to get the athletic skill, because they don't have the athletic skill um, in the first version of them, and I don't want them to have it for the second version. The second updated version will just be Fred and Callie. I'm sorry, Rick and Callie Evans. Rick and Callie Evans, plus baby. So, if you want to watch the video of Rick and Callie, the Create a Sim Showcase, I will leave a link to that in the description. And you can download them. They just come up as they're just listed as Evans, and for the second upload of them, they will be listed as Evans Update, because I'll have both versions up so that you guys could download whatever version you want. The first version of them is up on the gallery as I speak. The second version of them I am uploading before you see this video, the same time that I upload the house. Now let's go outside, because there are some things that I still need to show you. I'm going to go into build mode. And first, show you what the roof looks like. So this is what the roof looks like in build mode, and I put three palm trees on this lot in total. One in the front, and you can probably see there's two in the back. If you can't see that properly, you'll see part of it with Callie in the backyard. And the house is, like I said, valued at 35,150 simoleons. So not a very hard house to get into at all. And very good when your Sims want to start a family. And I didn't put a crib in this house, but if you wanted to download the pregnant version of Callie with her husband Rick, you can very easily buy a crib and put it in the master bedroom because that room is so big. So now you're going to see what the house looks like in different times of day. This is the sim afternoon. This is the sim evening. This is sim night. And it would be a lot darker if I didn't have those lights. This is sim morning. Okay. Now I'm going to Callie, who is outside, and let me see if I could show you where the palm trees are.
The dream? Ugh.
So yes, I put
Oh,
the palm
Leora.
trees,
Ugh.
I put 2 palm trees over here. And if you look very closely at the way it looks in build mode when I went to put it on the gallery, or save it to my library, you could actually see these trees in the back. You do need get to work for this house because I used some get to work furniture and I used some get to work lights. I just love the get to work lights. I really hope that some brighter lights are added to the base game in an update. But because I knew that I wanted to use the lights, I did use some furniture from Get to Work as well. And now, I'd like to show you what the back looks like evening, morning, and night. So this is afternoon. This is evening. As you can see, there's lights surrounding the pool as well as pool lights. So even I can come out here with my Sims and play in the sim night because I'll be able to see. This is sim night and it looks beautiful with all the lights, I think. Sim morning, and we're back to sim afternoon. And I want to point out that there are three, I said this before, but there are 3 stereos on this lot. I'll tell you now where they are. You have one here. You have one in the future child's room, and you have one in the master bedroom. And the stereos will come in handy if you want to manipulate the sex of the sim child. You listen to pop for a girl and alternative for a boy. You can also eat carrots for a boy and eat strawberries for a girl, which I just love. And we got that option in the last, there were actually 2 updates, I believe, in May. So the first update in May, we have the ability now to manipulate what our Sims are having as far as Sim babies. So I hope that you enjoyed this house. I really love the way it came out. As I said, I know it's very simple, but I achieved a lot of the look that I was going for, and my roofing got tremendously better than it was. Um, I'm very proud of my roofing. It's like I said, it's not the best roofing, but considering where it was, I'm very proud of the roof on this house, and I see that my roofing is getting better with every house, and I built this house a little bit differently. I used to build houses from the inside out. Now I go from the inside to the outside, back to the outside, back to the inside, and I'm all over the place. But when I first started building, I couldn't do that. Um, when I would try to build just the front first, I had a hard time separating the rooms. So then I decided I was going to try to build the interior first, and then sometimes my exterior didn't look so nice. But now I'm switching off between the outside and the inside, which I think is a very good sign because I watch a lot of speed builds, and a lot of great builders are going from the interior to the exterior, back to the exterior, back to the interior, and now I started to do that. So I'm very proud of that. Um, and this house works well for me because it's easy to play in. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will enjoy this house. Again, it's called Little Family Oasis, and my name on the gallery is Leora18. Stay tuned, subscribe, and be happy, guys. Thank you for watching. And the Evans household plus a baby will also be available for download, and they will be listed as Evans Update. Again, thank you for watching.